Hi, my name's Ian, and I want to welcome you to another 5-minute family devotion here at Ingadine Heathcote Anglican Church. At 5-minute family devotions, we're going through God's big story, and we're looking at the story of the Bible and how God is working on each and every page to bring us into relationship with Him once more. Before we begin today, a big shout out to Kieran, to Marcus and to Jordan for this amazing ark made out of Duplo. It's pretty incredible. Not only does it have an area for the animals to be kind of kept down the bottom, it's also got a study for Noah to be able to kind of run away on those rainy days that he was in the ark. Pretty good job, guys. Amazing job. Please keep on sending through your photos. We'd love to see how what you're doing at home and how you're enjoying the videos. Well, over the last couple of days, we've been learning all about Abraham's family. Yesterday, we learnt that Jacob tricked his father Isaac into giving him the blessing over Esau. As time went on, Esau eventually forgave him. But we're going to look now at Jacob's family. And after a little while, Jacob's name was changed to Israel. And Israel had lots and lots and lots of sons. Now, our images today are going to come from the Brick Testament, so make sure you're watching in nice and closely. Well, one of Israel's youngest sons was a boy named Joseph. Now, Joseph was his favourite, so his dad got him a special coat. I'm going to get my special coat and put it on. Oh, it's nice to have a special coat. Well, none of the other brothers got to get a special coat, and so they got a bit mad. What made it worse was that Joseph had dreams that showed everybody bowing down before him. His brothers got really mad, and then they sold him as a slave, and he was taken off to Egypt. Well, when he was in Egypt, things started looking up for Joseph. He was put in charge as a slave in a man named Potiphar's house. But one day, Potiphar's wife accused Joseph of doing something that he didn't do, and things went from bad to worse for Joseph, and he got thrown into jail. Well, when Joseph was in jail, he told some of his cellmates what their dreams meant, and one of his cellmates got released and worked for Pharaoh again. Joseph said, "Remember me," but the cupbearer forgot, and Joseph stayed in jail for another 2 whole years. But then, the Pharaoh had a dream that no one could tell him what his dream meant. The cupbearer remembered Joseph. He had told Joseph what his dream meant, and now maybe if Joseph told Pharaoh what his dream meant, then good things could happen. Joseph said that there would be 7 good years of food and 7 bad years of famine. Joseph suggested that Pharaoh collect food in the good years so that would be able to get them through the bad years. Well, Pharaoh was very impressed, and he made Joseph the second in charge of all of Egypt, second only to Pharaoh himself. Things started looking up for Joseph. But when the famine hit, Joseph's family was in desperate need of some food. They decided to come to Egypt looking for food, and who should they come before but their brother Joseph? At this point, they didn't recognize Joseph, and they bowed down before him, just as Joseph said in his dream. Now, at first, Joseph was a bit harsh with his brothers. He accused them of being spies and put them in prison. Perhaps he was going to take revenge on his brothers. But in the end, after different meetings and different journeys, Joseph finally revealed who he was and said, "I'm Joseph, your brother who was sold as a slave." Joseph's brothers were shocked. How could it be? And then Joseph spoke kindly to them and said, "Don't be afraid. You tried to harm me, but God made it turn out for the best so that he could save all these people as he is now doing." Joseph's father Israel and his whole family came into Egypt, where they were looked after and where they thrived. All throughout the bad things that happened to Joseph, God was still in control. He hadn't forgotten his promises that he'd made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He was working through all this to bring blessing to everyone. It makes me think of another time that God was working through a bad thing that happened to bring blessing to many people. A time when an innocent man who didn't deserve it was harmed. Somebody who never did anything wrong and didn't deserve to be punished. But a time when God was using that bad situation to bring blessing to many. You see, when Jesus died, it looked like a horrible thing was happening, and it was, but it was never out of God's control. It was God's plan that Jesus died to bring the best blessing ever, the blessing of sins forgiven to everyone who puts their trust in Jesus. Have you put your trust in Jesus? Well, in a couple of seconds, a couple of questions are going to come up on the board. And as a family, I want to invite you to read, to think, and to pray. And pause the video as you do each one together as a family. Remember, also keep sending your photos in, and we'll say g'day to you in the next coming video.